Hello everybody, it's your boy DometriousTheTitan, and today we're here to talk about Cyberpunk 2077 once again. Cyberpunk 2077 is on the horizon, and I hope you guys are just as excited as I am. As of the recording of this video, I actually just pre-ordered the game. I've been waiting to do that for some reason. At first I wanted to wait until reviews came out, but I decided to just pre-order it. And then right afterwards I decided to start checking out reviews, and that's what led to this video. Cyberpunk 2077 has received a solid 91 Metascore on Metacritic, which is really good. And then reading throughout, and that's what we're here to talk about today. So does it deserve this score? Basically reading through all of we're only going to read 2 reviews because basically all the reviews are pretty much the same. Across the board, people seem to be absolutely in love with everything about this game with the exception of a few people. But for the most part, again, in all of these reviews though, the one common theme that keeps popping up is glitches, bugs, errors. And also, guys, don't worry, the reviews that we're going over is spoiler free. We're only looking at 2, and I think they again encompass pretty much the thoughts of every single review that I've read on this page so far. We're going to start off with the review by GamerSky, which gave this game a 91. Although there still exists a lot of technical glitches, Cyberpunk 2077 stands out in terms of cyberpunk concept, storytelling, characters, level design, combat, and so forth. And one thing that I wanted to point out here as well is the fact that it says in their review, it's a pleasure to spend hundreds of hours in Night City. This is interesting just because upon my research about the game, I am not one who has played it yet. I'm waiting just like everybody else. There seems to be a lot of jumping around on how long this game actually is. In one article I saw somewhere, this game was 50+ hours and it's awesome and ambitious. And I don't doubt that the game is awesome and definitely ambitious, which is what I think caused a lot of these glitches, and we'll circle around back to that. Based off what I saw in that one article, it talked about 50+ hours. Based off what I saw here, as we all read, it says hundreds of hours you can sink into Night City. And then upon further investigation with some of these reviews, some of these people are saying that the game is relatively short. So I personally don't know who to believe or how long the game actually is, but that doesn't take away from me being just as excited for the game as I was before. We're gonna skip down to a review by IGN. I know, just trust me on this one. Cyberpunk 2077 kicks you into its beautiful and dazzling dense cityscape with few restrictions. It offers a staggering amount of choice in how to build your character, approach quests, and confront enemies, and your decisions can have a tangible and natural feeling impact on both the world around you and the stories of the people who inhabit it. I really wanted to touch on that last part there a little bit because in one of my videos talking about Cyberpunk 2077, I know I've had 2 concerns about this game. One of which was, yes, they are the same people who made The Witcher, and absolutely amazing game, and completely understandable, including for me, as to why our expectations or the bar is set so high for this game and why we expect so much out of this game. However, I was worried a little bit that this game wouldn't live up to the hype. Again, based off what we read here and based off pretty much all of these reviews except for a few, the game definitely lives up to its expectations. Some of the people here were talking about it being one of the best games of the decade. My other concern, that your decisions throughout the game don't actually matter. And that was something that, again, I brought up in one of my other videos talking about Cyberpunk 2077. In my experience with some of these games, like I know one of my favorite games is The Wolf Among Us, and that was a lot of fun, but with a lot of those like Telltale games and with a lot of these games that claim that your decision matters, if you were to play through the game and you make a mistake, you can save the game, go back, and then play through that same part again, and you can go through all the different decisions, and it's just different ways of leading you into saying and doing the exact same thing, same outcome. But no, apparently according to IGN, in this game, it feels very natural, and there is a difference in what happens in Night City according to the decisions that, regarding the decisions that you make. Actually, I do think we should read one more review by GameSpot, who didn't really seem too pleased with the game, just so that you guys know what you're getting yourselves into. And GameSpot gave this game a 70, and it says here, your mileage may vary, but in our experience, The bugs are obtrusive and substantial across the board, often forcing us to reload saves or exit the game entirely. It's hard to get really into a world you constantly have to leave, but then it's hard to get into Cyberpunk 2077 world in general. And it just seems like GameSpot has they had a harder time playing the game, and for whatever reason, the glitches and bugs may have been worse for them than some of these other people. Some of these other people, like I said, a lot of these reviews are low 90s, some 100, and they all pretty much mention these bugs and glitches, but none of these people rated this game that low. And what that makes me think of is games like Skyrim and Fallout, to which, yeah, there are plenty of bugs with those games, but we love them all the same because half the time it's part of the fun. And a lot of those glitches are hilarious. Now let's jump over to the article by Video Games Chronicle, and it says here, at release, Cyberpunk 2077 has a significant number of bugs, and you will almost certainly encounter several if you choose to play it this side of 2021. During our playthrough, we regularly encountered floating scenery, stuck UI elements, teleporting characters, and audio glitches, and it was even worse before the day one patch arrived. So does this game really deserve the 91 Metacritic score that it got? I don't know. That's up to you guys to figure out. I haven't really played the game yet either, but it's like I said, I kind of wanted to say maybe, because it reminds me of our games like Skyrim, where it's like, you know, all of these bugs and glitches are in the game, but it's like, that's Skyrim. But no, they delayed the game a lot, and I feel as though what it looks like they did was, again, this game was overly ambitious. We all knew that. And they did what they had to do. There's going to be exciting again, based off these reviews, amazing stuff going on in this game if you can see past the glitches. But because it was so ambitious, it led to a lot of these glitches. What I was hoping for was all of these delays were them working out these errors, but apparently not. So again, some of these reviewers were saying just wait for the game. Don't pre-order. I already did. I'll let you guys know how it goes. Reading further into this Video Games Chronicle article, it reads here, the issues aren't game-breaking and certainly didn't spoil our overall experience, but there's little doubt that Cyberpunk would have been a more polished game if CD Projekt had delayed it yet again for further testing. I don't really know if delaying the game again for like what, a fourth or fifth time would have been that great of an idea. But again, what I thought was going on with all of these delays that have happened so far was, instead of, you know, building upon the game even further, there may have been a little bit of that, but I thought the game was pretty much done, ready to go, but they knew they had a lot of bugs that they needed to work out, and a lot of these delays were happening because they were working out those bugs, but it doesn't really seem like it. But again, do I think Cyberpunk 2077 deserves the 91 Metacritic score that it deserves? We will see when the game comes out. I'm hoping that a lot of these issues are ironed out, but I guess the warning that I have from this video is, when you get the game, if you already pre-ordered it, expect some bugs and glitches, and I hope it's not as bad as GameSpot says it is, and I hope we get to still enjoy the world of Cyberpunk 2077. But yeah, it's just shocking to me that the game got a 91, because based off every single person talking about all these bugs and glitches, I'm surprised that we're not seeing a much lower score. But apparently the game is that good that despite all of the bugs and glitches inside of the game, people enjoyed their experience so much so that the game wound up with a 91. So again, this doesn't take away from the excitement. I just hope that a lot of these issues are ironed out when we get the game, or ironed out within the first week. I think, knowing CD Projekt Red though, I wouldn't be shocked if we don't have to wait too long before these issues and bugs and glitches and whatever are ironed out. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I love you all. I'll see you all in the next one, and enjoy Cyberpunk.